Welcome to Music Press. If you love music and supporting artists as much as we do, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for a new music documentary delivered to your homepage daily. The Tamworth Country Music Festival has firmly established itself as one of the most iconic events in Australia's cultural landscape. It began in 1973, driven by the desire to spotlight country music, a genre often overshadowed by its American counterparts. At the heart of the festival is the Golden Guitar Awards, introduced in the same year. These prestigious awards have grown into a significant part of Australian music history, often serving as a stepping stone for artists striving for recognition in the broader industry. Artists like Kasey Chambers, Lee Kernaghan, and Troy Cassar-Daley have all received these accolades, with Lee Kernaghan once describing the award as a moment of pure validation for any artist. For many, winning a golden guitar remains a career-defining achievement, solidifying their place in the country music scene. The festival's impact goes far beyond just the music. It has become a touchstone for Australian identity, with many performers using their platforms to tell uniquely Australian stories. The festival celebrates rural and regional life, aligning itself with themes of home, family, and resilience that country music embodies. Slim Dusty, one of the most prominent country figures in Australia, perfectly encapsulated this ethos, with his music representing the spirit of the Australian outback. Over time, Tamworth has become synonymous with authenticity, a place where artists come together to share their music, often telling stories deeply rooted in the country's landscape and people. But like any cultural institution, the festival has faced its challenges over the years. As the country music scene evolved, so too did the expectations of the festival's audience. New genres and emerging sounds began to shift the landscape of Australian music, leading to questions about whether Tamworth could remain relevant to younger generations. For many years, the festival struggled with this tension. The core of the event remained heavily entrenched in traditional country music, and for a time, there was resistance to adapt to the changing tastes of younger audiences. In recent years, however, organizers have made deliberate efforts to modernize the festival, broadening the scope to include a greater diversity of performers. As younger voices like the McClemonts and Morgan Evans rose to prominence, they brought with them a blend of pop, rock, and modern country sounds, which resonated with new audiences. This shift has allowed Tamworth to remain relevant, attracting not just traditional country fans, but also a younger, more diverse crowd. Tamworth's a place where country music is constantly evolving, said Kasey Chambers, and we've got to adapt if we want to keep it alive. This transition has not come without its critics, however. Some longtime festival goers and industry veterans feel that the increasing pop influences and the younger demographics' tastes are watering down the essence of country music. Some purists argue that country's traditional values, once the core of the festival, are being overshadowed by a more commercialized version of the genre. This shift has sparked debates about the true definition of country music and whether the festival can stay true to its origins while embracing the future. Despite these critiques, Tamworth has been lauded for its inclusivity and support for Indigenous artists, many of whom have used the platform to address significant social issues. Indigenous musicians like Archie Roach and Troy Cassar-Daley have used their music to push forward conversations about reconciliation and representation. Roach, in particular, has been vocal about the festival's role in creating space for Indigenous voices, saying, "Tamworth is a place where our stories can be heard, and that's important." The festival's capacity to foster conversation about important issues extends beyond its music. Tamworth has also played a crucial role in raising awareness about social causes, such as drought relief and mental health advocacy in rural communities. Performers and organizers have used the festival's platform to raise funds and shine a spotlight on these pressing matters. In recent years, there has also been a concerted effort to include more diverse voices and perspectives within the lineups, with more women and LGBTQ+ performers taking center stage. This shift towards inclusivity has been applauded by many, though it has also received some backlash from certain conservative factions within the country music community. Fashion at the festival, too, reflects the evolving nature of Tamworth. What was once a sea of cowboy boots, Stetson hats, and plaid shirts has expanded to include a much wider range of styles. While traditional country fashion remains popular, younger attendees and artists have begun to experiment with the aesthetic, mixing the cowboy look with more modern, urban influences. This blending of styles reflects the broader shift in the country music scene, where genres like pop country, folk, and rock are influencing the fashion choices of performers and fans alike. The festival has also faced logistical challenges, particularly in terms of growing pains. As Tamworth continues to expand, there have been increasing concerns about the environmental impact of the event, especially in light of Australia's worsening droughts and climate challenges. Organizers have begun to implement more sustainable practices, including efforts to reduce waste and encourage environmentally friendly transport. However, balancing the festival's growth with its ecological footprint remains a difficult task. Tamworth has grown from a small-town celebration of country music to an internationally recognized event, drawing not only local fans but international visitors as well. The festival has undoubtedly contributed to the growth of Australian country music, positioning the country as a key player on the global stage. It has fostered collaborations with international artists, helping to establish Australia's country music scene as one that is both distinct and globally influential. Even as the festival moves toward its 50th anniversary, the question remains: what's next for Tamworth? The festival's future will likely continue to be shaped by its ability to adapt to changing tastes while still honoring the traditions that made it great. As the festival continues to evolve, it remains a space where the past, present, and future of Australian country music come together in one extraordinary celebration.